Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Yasser Ahmed. So in this video we're going to be looking at paper 3 from the CIE ICT IGCSE course, and we're going to be doing the October-November 2020 paper. So guys, remember, paper 3 is a practical paper which is 2 hours and 30 minutes long. It includes data analysis, which is spreadsheets, and the website section as well. So the websites will include HTML and CSS. Okay, so if we scroll down to page 2, it looks like we're going to be starting off with the website section to begin with. Okay, so before we start, check to see if you have received the source files. So the source files contains JPEGs, HTML files, CSS and text documents, and also one CSV file as well. So here's my source files, and I've had a good look, and all of the files are here. Right, so before we start, what we need to do is to create the evidence document. Okay, so what you can do is in your source folder, you can simply create a new Word document. Okay, let me check to see if there's a particular name. Okay, so save this evidence document into your work area as N20 evidence underscore followed by your center number underscore and then your candidate number. So what I'll do is I'll copy and paste this name here. Whoops, why am I opening up Word? And I will paste this into here. Obviously you guys will have to type. So for center number I will use 5, 6, 7, 8, and for my candidate number I will use 1, 2, 3, 4. So obviously guys, you need to make sure you are using your details provided, or the details have been provided to you. So once you've created your evidence document, make sure your name, center number and candidate number appears on every page of this document. So what we can do is we can click on this Word document, we can go to the header. And if you check out my previous videos, I always go with the option which gives me 3 columns. I'm going to include my name here, center number 5, 6, 7, 8, and candidate number 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's no mention of alignment if you have to include it, your information in the header or in the footer. So as long as the information appears on every page, then you'll be fine. Let me save this evidence document. Okay. You will need your evidence document during the examination to place screenshots when required. Or we might be copying some code as well at some point. Okay. So that's that done. So task 2, web page. You are going to create a web page and a style sheet for Oldie World Gardens. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. The web page and style sheet must work in any browser. All color codes must be in hexadecimal. Make sure that your style sheet contains no HTML. Okay. So the first thing that we're going to do is create a new folder called OWG. So let me create my new folder, and let's include a suitable name. Okay. And then we have to locate the following files and move them into your new folder. So we'll do 2 files at a time. So N20BG, and then a contact file as well. So I'm just going to select them both. Okay. And then N20 contact JPEG, JPEG, and N20 Daisy JPEG as well. The logo and a CSS, so N20 logo.jpg and a CSS file. N20 text, N20 visitor.jpg. And I'm guessing it's going to be the final JPEG as well, so is it a wall? Yes, it is. So basically the only 2 files which we haven't copied are the evidence document, so that's the one we just created, and this CSV file which we probably will be using for the spreadsheet part. of this paper. Okay, so we have the files all in one place. Let me show you guys the details. Okay, so we have a combination of JPEGs, CSS text documents, and one HTML document. Okay, done. And we have our first evidence. So display the contents of your OWG folder showing a folder name, all file names, extensions, image dimensions, and file sizes. So what do we need to do? We need to get rid of tags. We don't need to show tags, but we do need to show dimensions. So we've got the folder name up here. We've got the file names, the file types. We've got the size, and dimensions. Do we need to include anything else? So folder name, all file names, extensions. So you can see the extensions are here as well. .text, .jpeg, extensions. Yeah. We've got the image dimensions and file sizes. Yep, I was just checking to see if all of that information is showing. Okay, great. So for evidence 1, take a screenshot of your folder and place this into your evidence document. Make sure the folder name, all file names, extensions, image dimensions, file sizes are clearly visible. So let me just copy and paste evidence 1 first of all. Okay, and I'm going to use my snipping tool. So this is from a previous video. Let's go to my folder. Okay, so we can see the folder name, file extension, the type, the size, and dimensions if it's for the picture. So let me copy and paste this into my evidence document. Okay, if you can resize the picture, resize it. Done, and now we can move forward. Okay, so that was the first evidence done. Okay, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to create a web page called OWG. Okay, so the software I'm going to be using is Microsoft Expression Web 4. So it's a free software which we're using in my school. So to create a new HTML document, I'm going to click on File, New HTML. And before I do anything, I'm going to save this into my source folder. Okay, so File, Save As. Okay, so we're in the source folder and we're going to save this file as OWG. OWG and save. Okay, so you can see the file name is here. If I go to my folder, you can see the file that's been created in the source folder. Right, the next thing that we need to do is we need to create this table here. So let me zoom in slightly. So first of all, this web page must work in all browsers and have a table structure as shown in the diagram. So what we need to identify first of all is how many rows and columns we have. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 rows and columns 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so 4 rows and 4 columns. The first row has been merged across the 4 columns. These cells will be merged across 2 cells each. Okay, so to create a table in Microsoft Expression Web 4, you click on Table, Insert Table, type in 4 and 4. Whoops. And let's specify the size in pixels of the table. So in pixels, how wide is the table? So the table is going to be 872 pixels wide. And the height is not necessary, guys, to include a height, but if you want to include a height, you can do. You may want to use a calculator to figure out the height. So let's see if we can do it based on the calculations given in the paper. So if we go back here, so this cell here is going to be 215, okay, plus actually we don't have the height given in this cell here. So what we're going to do, we're actually going to ignore the height for now, since we're not being given a height. So yeah, we can leave that out actually. So let's ignore the height and press OK. And you can see we have the table here. If you go into the code view, you can see we have the size, or this is how wide the table is. This is the first row, okay, which contains 4 cells. Okay, so this TD is for 1 cell, and then we have another row. This is the second row. If you go to the split view, this would be for the second row. If I highlight the third row, you can see the next piece of data has been selected. Okay, then if you highlight the fourth row, the final piece of data has been selected in the code. So TR is for the rows. So you start a tag like this, and you always close a tag with a backward slash. Okay, so TD refers to one of the cells. So that's the first cell in the last row. This is second cell, third cell, and fourth cell. So you can see we open a tag and we always close with a backward slash. Okay, so let's go back to the normal design view. And what we're going to do now is we're going to change the formatting of the table to include all of the dimensions given here. Okay, and also we're going to format the first row so it covers all 4 cells. So what we do, we highlight the cells. First of all, we right click on the mouse, we go to modify, and we merge these cells together. And then we're going to merge the cells here on the 4th row as well. So the first 2 cells on the 4th row are going to be merged as well. And the 3rd and 4th cells on the 4th row will also be merged. So now guys, if you go into the code view, okay, so this is the first row, okay, and basically now the first row spans across 4 columns, so that's what that basically means. Okay, so this TD spans across 4 columns, and then on the 4th row we have 2 merged cells. The first 2 merged cells span 2 columns, and the next 2 merged cells also spans across 2 columns. Okay, so that's what col span means. Right, the next thing I'm going to do is put the sizes in. So if you right click on the first cell, go to cell properties, and we're going to specify the sizes now. So the first cell is 872 by 215. So 872, 215. Make sure you've selected pixels. Click apply. Done. Okay, the next thing you need to do is we're going to format all of these cells here. So the size only that we have is going to be 200 pixels wide. So we highlight these 4 cells here, right click, cell properties, and 200 pixels wide, apply. Okay, nothing's changed yet, but if you go into the code, you can see the sizes are here, so that's fine. The height stayed as it was, or as it is. Now, these next 4 cells, the height is going to be set to 80. So we can highlight these cells, we can go to modify, cell properties. So we specify the height as 80 pixels. Okay, and then finally, you can see these 2 cells are going to be equal in size, so 424 by 150. So this cell here, (424) by 150. Apply. Done. Did I select this one as well? Let me double check. No, I didn't. So what I should have done is I should have selected them both at the same time. But anyway, we can do it again. 424, 150. 424, click on apply, done. So if you highlight the whole table and then go to the code, you can see the sizes appear in a HTML code. So this is a HTML code. Eventually this code will be copied and pasted into your evidence document. So this is for the first row, this is for the second row, the third row, and then the fourth row. So in the fourth row, remember, we have two cells, each span across two columns each. Okay, and you can see we start off with a table tag here, and then we close the table tag with a backward slash. Okay, so that's that done. Let me save the changes of my table so far. Okay, it's quite hard to see, but you can see the table. We haven't got the border set up yet, so that might be part of the CSS later. Okay, each table cell is identified with a letter. Only essential dimensions are shown. These are in pixels. The cell contents shown in the diagram must not appear on your final web page, so that probably includes this information here. Okay, I'm just looking at the rest of this. So this allows for border spacing, which will be set when your style sheet is attached in step 12. Table borders must not appear on the final web page. So this is an important piece of information. Right guys, what we're going to do now is we're going to move on to the next question. Okay, so how do we set the title of the web page to Oldie Worldy Gardens homepage? So there's a couple of ways you can do this. If you go to the code, we can include the title up here. So can you see where the title is? And then if I press save and go to the browser, you can see the title appears at the top of the tab here. Okay, so that's one way you could have done it. Okay. Also, if I just right click on page properties, you could have also included the title here as well if you're working in an expression. Okay, if you're working in a generic software in Dreamweaver or any other software, you can just do it in a code, just in between the title tags. Right, let's keep going. Okay, so that's that done. So in cell A, we need to place the image of the logo. So cell A is going to be the top cell, and we need to place the picture. Then we can resize the picture in a moment. Okay, so if I go back to my table, if I click on the top cell to insert a picture in expression, you can click on this icon here, or you can go to insert picture from file. Okay, just go to your source folder. I don't think I'm in my source folder. This must be from another paper. Okay, and we want to insert the logo picture. Always include alternative text. So what is alternative text? This is text that will be displayed if the picture is not shown for whatever reason. So sometimes later they may ask for alternative text. I'm just going to double check. Yep, so add appropriate alternative text to all images. So what I'm going to do now is just to include alternative text whilst I insert the picture. So this is a picture of a logo. So I'm going to write logo. Okay, and then the next thing I'm going to do is I need to resize the picture. So it's going to be 872 pixels wide and 215 pixels high. No mention about aspect ratio. So what we can do is right click on a picture, we can go to picture properties, appearance. So we're not maintaining the aspect ratio, or actually let me just see, if I change, it's going to be 872 pixels wide. So let me just type that in. Yeah, so we're not maintaining the aspect ratio because the height is going to be different to this number here. The height is going to be 215 pixels. So we untick this and then we can type in 215 pixels. Press OK, and you can now see this picture fits within this first cell. If you go to the code, you can see here's the alternative text, so logo. We have an image tag which has been opened. Okay, here's the height of the picture how wide the picture is. Okay, and then this is obviously the picture source, so it's the picture is going to be called, the picture is called n20logo.jpg. So this is a picture being used. Okay, great. Let me save changes. Okay, done. Okay, place in cell. So F, G, H and I. So where are these cells? Okay, so it's going to be the third row, F, G, H and I. We're going to place the following text. So I can copy and paste. Obviously you guys will have to write this in. So let me just insert into the third row. So not this row here. The text. Flowers. Landscaping. Walled gardens and contact us. And what we're going to do is we're going to change the text style to H2 for all of the text. Okay, so H2 is for heading 2, so we can highlight the text. Actually, let me see if I highlight all of them at the same time. Can we select heading 2? Okay, yeah, this changed. Then if you go to the code again, you can see flowers is heading 2. Okay. Actually, what I'm going to do, let me just press Ctrl Z. Let me just do it one at a time. Actually, let me just double check something. Yeah, it doesn't really make a difference. Sorry guys, let me just highlight them all again. Yep, so all of the text that we've entered are going to be heading 2s, and you can see in the code as well, the H2 style has been applied. So H2, 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 H2. Okay, that's fine. Okay, question 6 now. So in cells B, C, D and E, so these cells are going to be in the second row, B, C, D and E. We have to insert the most appropriate images from those provided to match the text placed in steps 5. The aspect ratio of each chosen image must be or must match the placeholder. Okay, so where necessary in HTML, make sure that each image is displayed as 200 pixels wide whilst maintaining the aspect ratio. So let's insert the pictures first actually. So let's get a picture of flowers in here. Okay, so it might be this picture here. And I'm going to include my alternative text. So flowers. Okay, and what did it say about the size? So make sure that each image is displayed as 200 pixels wide whilst maintaining the aspect ratio. So let me right click on this picture, picture properties, appearance, 200 pixels wide, maintain the aspect ratio, press OK, done. Okay, landscaping is going to be the next one, so let's click the insert picture icon, landscaping, yeah, probably this one here. Let me include the alternative text just in case the picture does not load up. Let me check the size of this picture. Yep, there's nothing to change here, that's fine. Walled gardens. It's probably going to be this one here. Let me just type in some alternative text. Let me check the size of this picture. Yep, nothing to change, that's fine. And then contact us, probably this one here. Include the alternative text. And then we check the size of this picture. Yep, that's fine. So it's just the first picture that we had to change. Okay, sorted. Let me save the changes. Job done. place in cell J the contents of the file. So where is cell J first of all? Cell J, yep, it's the first box here. The contents of this text document here, so N20 text. Okay, so let me go to my source folder. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to select all of this text. Yep, it's all selected. Copy, and if I go into J, we can paste it in. And this needs to be set to paragraph. So up here, paragraph. So let's look at the code. First of all, the pictures. You can see each picture is 200 pixels wide, and we've included the alternative text. And then you can see this paragraph here has been set to paragraph. Okay, done. Okay, in cell K, so K is going to be this cell here. So in cell K, enter the text web page last updated by. Okay. And then on a new line below this, place your name, center number and candidate number, and set all the text in K to style H3. Okay, so on a new line below, I'm just going to place my name, center number, candidate number. So let me just go ahead and do that. So you can just press enter. So name, center number, I'll use 5678 again, and then candidate number 1234. We need to format this text to, is it heading 3, H3? Yeah. Select all text in K, in cell K, and style to H3. So we can go up here and we can select heading 3. Done. And again, you can check the code. You can see H3 has been applied. Save. And as we included the pictures, we have included alternative text as well. That's fine. Question 10. Set the name of the default target window to underscore self. So this is what we have to do. So basically what we have to do is, in expression, you right click, you go to page properties, and default target frame. We're going to type in here or select here. Yep, same frame, just press OK and press OK. So if you go to the code, you can see the base target is going to be self. Okay, so is that done? So basically what that's going to do is going to open up any linked documents in the same frame. So that's what that target window does. So if you click on any link, it's going to open up in the same window. Okay, so let's go forward. Question 11. Create a hyperlink from the text contact us and from the image n20contact.jpg to open a web page n20contact in a new browser called underscore blank. So this time we're actually going to be opening up a link onto a blank window. So let's create the hyperlink. So let me double check again. So it's contact us and a contact picture. So to create a hyperlink, you can highlight the text. You can go to hyperlink here. Existing file or web page, and it's going to be to this page here. So n20 contact. And what we want is to open it up in a new browser window. So target frame. Click on new window, press OK, and then press OK. And then we're going to repeat the steps for the picture. So right click, hyperlink, existing file or web page. So we want to link to this web page here. Target frame, new window, done. So if we save this and then if we go to the browser, so let me close that first tab. If I click on this link here, it should open up on a new tab or new window. Okay, so let's try that again. that's fine. Okay, perfect. And again, if you click on the picture or the text contact us, everything that you've just done is in the HTML. Okay, so here we go. Here's a hyperlink here. So this is the address and the target is here. Again, for the text contact us, it's going to go to this page on a blank window. Okay, done. Okay, now what we need to do is we need to attach the style sheet N20OWG to this web page, and then we're going to save the web page. So to attach, you need to find Manage Styles. You can click on here, Panels, and select Manage Styles. It may be on the right hand side, you may have to drag it out. So I'm going to attach the style sheet now. So browse, and it's this one here in our source folder. And there may be some formatting changes, so nothing. The only thing I noticed was the text is now going to center aligned. Nothing major has changed right now. Okay, question 13. We are now going to open the style sheet N20OWG. Okay, in a suitable software package. The style sheet needs to be updated to add the following specifications. So if we go to File, Open up the CSS, and we have tags for the table TD, H2 and H3. Okay, so the first thing that we need to add is the background properties for the web page. Okay, so don't think there is a background. No, there isn't. So to add a new style, we click on this icon here, New Style. And for the background, we need to type in body. Okay, some people may actually write background at this point, but you need to write body. And we're going to set a background color. Okay, so make sure you do it in the order shown. So it's going to be red, so AB, and then green, and then blue. So let's just click on black for now, and to get the hashtag. So for red is AB, green is C5. Okay, and then RGB, blue is A4. And you can see we have this green color. Okay, set the background for the web page so the image N20BG is placed in only the top right corner of the window. So we need to insert a picture first of all. This one here. Okay, and what we need to do is we need to place this picture in the top right of the corner of the window. Okay, so we select no repeat because we don't want a tiled picture. It's just going to appear there once, and the background picture or the background position is going to be top right. Okay, so I think this is the X axis, so this is going to be right. For the Y axis, which is the vertical axis, is going to be in the top. So then we just check to see if this has worked. So if I just click on apply, and then if I press save, yeah, that's worked. So basically the picture appears only once in the top right corner. Okay, right, so let me just go back into this style. So you can see we've set a background color. The picture is not going to be repeating. If it was repeating, it would be like a tiled effect on the floor where you have lots of tiles next to each other. And then we've basically set the X and Y position. So X is a horizontal, which goes across, and Y is the vertical axis, which goes up and down. Okay, so that's that done. Okay, the next thing that we need to do is just going to highlight what we've done. Set the font styles for H1, H2 and H3, and for paragraph style. Okay, to select Arial if the font is not available. Okay, if not, then it's going to be this font here, Helvetica. And then if these are not available, then the browser's default sans serif font. Okay, so what we do now is we can create a new style, H1, H2, H3 and paragraph. Let me just double check to confirm. H1, 2, 3 and paragraph, yes, are going to have the following font styles. So let me click Arial first of all, and what I'm going to do is delete this Helvetica in the middle, and I'm going to enter this font instead. So what's going to happen is the browser will choose Arial if it's available. If not, then it'll choose the second font, and if this font is not available, then the browser will go for default sans serif font. Okay, yep, so that's that done now. And paragraph style is going to be set to 12 points, and it's going to be fully justified. So we can do that separately. Let me check to see if we have a paragraph style. No, we don't. So the font size is going to be set to 12, and if you go to block, the text align will be justified. Okay, let me double check the size again. Yep. Apply, done. So obviously here we've used the most efficient methods. We didn't repeat this line of code for H1, H3, so I've made a mistake here. You can see I've done H1, H3, H3, so it should be H2, so it's a good thing I checked. So H1, H2 and H3 and P is using the most efficient way of syntax, because we basically included in this piece of code only the once. Obviously if you created separate tags, then you wouldn't be using the most efficient syntax. Done. Okay. Right, so add your name, center number and candidate number as a comment at the start of the star sheet, and then we're going to save the star sheet. So to add a comment, what we need to do is go to the top, and we need to write /star. Okay, you can see everything's turned into green because the whole thing is now a comment. So name, center number 5, 6, 7, 8, candidate number 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we can close the comments. So star and then slash, and then we've closed the comment. Okay, take a screenshot of the contents of your star sheet and place them into your evidence document. Make sure the file name and all contents are clearly visible. So let me just copy and paste this title here. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is go back to my snipping tool, new. So you can see we've got the file name, and then we've got all of the contents of the CSS. Okay, so let me just copy and paste this into my evidence document. So you can see it's a nice clear picture. Resize it if you want to. Actually, let me save the evidence document. Right, done. And if we go back here, perfect. So there was a total of 13 marks available for the CSS. Okay, right, we're coming now towards the end of this section. So now we're going to display the web page in the browser. If necessary, resize it so that all the page can be seen, all text can be easily read, the address bar is visible, the background image is clearly visible. And for evidence 3, you're going to place in your evidence document screenshots to show on the web page in your browser, so you can include more if it's not all fitting in. Make sure that both the table and background elements are visible. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the title in, and then I'm going to go to my browser now. So let me just save this CSS. Then if we go into my browser, just close this first tab here. You want to make sure all of the content is shown. Yep, so I think 80% is fine. And then we just take a print screen using the snipping tool. Okay, so what you can see is you got the title, you got the browser window open, you got the picture in the background, and you have the table as well, which is not being shown. Perfect. And let me just copy and paste this into my next evidence. Okay, happy with that. Okay, and now it's the most important part. Display the HTML source in your editor. Okay, and then take a copy of the HTML source and place this into your evidence document. So you'll be surprised how many people are copy and pasting this line. This is not what you're doing, or this is not what you should be doing. What you should be doing is you go to your HTML code and you're basically going to copy and paste the whole code now into your evidence document. And this is where the majority of your marks are going to come from. So if I go to the evidence document, you just type in evidence 4 first of all. And then we can copy and paste in the HTML. Okay, so there we are. There's the evidence for evidence 3. What I'm going to do, actually, I'm just going to copy and paste this here, and I'm just going to change this to evidence 4. Save the changes, and we are now done with this section of this paper. So a total of 47 marks. So this paper is mostly based around the website section. Okay, so let's just go ahead and double check what we have in this evidence document. So we have the source folder. We can see the name of the folder here, and all of your files with the file types, extensions, sizes and dimensions. Then we have a screenshot of your CSS. We have a screenshot of your web page in the browser, and then we have the HTML which has been copied and pasted. So when it says take a copy, that normally means to copy and paste. When it says screenshots, it literally means a screenshot. Okay, so we've come to the end of the website section for October-November 2020. Hopefully guys, this video is helpful. Good luck in your exams if you're still taking them, and please drop your comments below. So again, thank you for your time. Bye bye.